Okay, this is Brad Dyke signing on, saying hi to everybody, and just touching base with everyone. Today I'm going to talk about some things that are really interesting as I get my desk here better suited. And that is, okay, I get a new server. Everybody has these cutaways, and suddenly their stuff is working and functioning, and so on and so on. They don't give me the details about cleaning. So with that, I'm going to cover three groups of cleaners. Here you can see in front of you three classifications of cleaners. We have what's called the surface area wipes, which are very good. They don't produce static, and they're used with alcohol. It's a great little resource to use. 409 sprayed on a towel will be good as well, as long as the machine is powered off. And then we have WD-40 contact cleaner specialist. It's very important to understand that when you're looking at this, that when you spray it on, and I'll show you how that works, it will vanish on you and make it pretty clean and clear. It also works with any oxidation buildup, things like that. And then this, believe it or not, it's an inert gas dust compressed can of air. But it's not air as in what we breathe. It's an inert compound designed not to produce static electricity. So we can take this and we can spray it and no issues. And then lastly, understanding that this can air's inert capacity allows it to be basically function as the ability to produce a kind of a solidified gaseous state around the electronics, definitely helping to eliminate any potential risk of static electricity. Do not use a compressor. Okay? Don't do it. You might have seen people doing it. They do it on the chassis, they may do it on the plastic, they may do it on the metal, but don't do it on sensitive electronics. And then even for the more sensitive electronics, you have specifically for the CPU itself, GPU, NPU, anything that basically has a heatsink attached to it. This Arctic Clean Set 1-2 combo is great. A few drops of this with a Q-tip, rub it, clean it, wipe it off with a static clean paper. And then you've got this, which is basically a purifier, which removes any residual from the initial remover, actually making the surface very nice and clean. Very similar to contact, but it's not using the alcohol, which can be a potential issue. But in regards to the contact, just as an example, you can spray down stuff like this, and as you can see, it appears to be a liquid, and we'll come back to this keyboard. We'll just let it sit here, and this contact cleaner will go basically in, break away the compounds that keep the dust in play, which is usually a human oil, by the way. Right now it's pretty scary, but it loosens it up, very much like a brake cleaner does for a brake. And as you can see, it's already starting to evaporate and vanish, but it does a cleaning process on electronics that is pretty impressive. So with that being the case, this is a really good wipe down for a server when you get it. Use it to just kind of clean all the residual dust and stuff off. It clings dust really well. And to get dust to cling to something like a static sheet cloth, which you don't want to use obviously because it's using static electricity, this is the opposite way to go. The liquid with alcohol can snag that dust, pull it off because it's a solvent, and basically allow you to clean that outer shell. And I recommend that using these three combined cleaners to take your new chassis that you have ordered, clean them really good. They usually say they are clean, but I still go in and I remove the thermal paste, put my own in that I like and trust, because you never know if they put too little on, and then next thing you know, you got a burned out platform. So these are some tools I use for cleaning. Another very important thing that I use, I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, So another valuable thing here that is what I consider easy is if you go out to Harbor Freight, if you have a Harbor Freight local, get some of these baseline 5mm nitrile disposable gloves. They're from Hardy. They're cheap. They don't work too spectacular and they don't work poorly. They're right in the middle. And with that, also something of value is this pink level plastic. Now this is the kind of plastic we ship sensitive electronics like this in. And basically that plastic is designed to protect the electronics without the grounding effect that we have by touching metal on a grounding point to dissipate a static discharge and so on. But this stuff is really great, and I'll show you why. Okay, here you see this plastic style anti-static. Usually you find it in varieties. You can also get the silver kind. It's great for setting processors on them, as you can see here with this Series D processor. Cotton base wound tips, not the wax ones, but just the tension wrapped Q-tips are great. And then this little guy here is excellent about dealing with the subcomponent level of a card that you have to work with. And then of course for the CPUs, an excellent little tool. It's a dentist tool that can be used in regards to helping you to free up the processor off the bay without making contact with the thermal grease, which is, by the way, the silicon compound that's used on this. It's dangerous to you, so you want to wear these gloves. You really do. That white thermal paste is not friendly to human beings. On your skin, if you get on your skin, thoroughly wash it with soap and water to make sure you're free and clear. These silicon dioxide compounds can actually create some cancerous and carcinogenic responses, or basically cancer. So don't ever eat food around this stuff when you're cleaning these processors. This one is clean, so I can touch it with my hand. But these components are really great when it comes to working with servers and how we accomplish our daily tools and works. Because let's face it, when you get that machine in, you want to make sure it's as good as possible for your test beds. Well, that's it for this session. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm going to let you go. God bless, and like if you like.